Hi and welcome to one of my little videos. So today what I'd like to talk about is why change is scary. A lot of us often want change, but we also don't like what comes with it because there's upheaval and it's scary and what's going to happen. And the reason why that is because we are creators of comfort. And the reason why we're creators of comfort is that despite all the technical advances, we're still pretty much wired like we were in the caves. We need security, we need safety, we need to feel that life is okay, our world is not threatened by anything, and therefore routine brings us that kind of comfort. We may not like routine. I know I certainly not overly keen on doing everything all of the time in a certain way. A lot of my friends and family would probably disagree because actually I've also got a bit of an OCD tendency, which makes me feel safe. But as a rule, I don't like to be expected to do the same thing all at the same time, if you know what I mean. And so for a lot of us, we may feel like we haven't got a routine, but actually we do. We unconsciously do the things that we do, the way we do them, and that's that. And when we were in the cave, so to speak, the reason why we were seeking that security and safety is because we have two main things. One is we will go away from pain as much as we possibly can, or we will go towards pleasure. But if there is a choice between going away from pain or towards pleasure, we will more often than not choosing to go away from pain, because the pleasure will be temporary, where the pain could be permanent or long-term. So it's that kind of fear, that stops us from changing a lot of the time. And it's that fear of the unknown and that fear that everything could go wrong for us. We never really think of everything that could go right, or that it could go differently and actually be even better. We never think of that. And it's again going back to the way we're wired, because we are kind of predisposed to look for the worst so that we can prevent it. Because you're not going to go and see a buffalo in the eye when you were, back in the day, and go and try and stroke him. That's not going to happen. You might just end up a bit dead. So we do everything that we can to avoid situations that are a bit dodgy potentially. And that's why we also create habits, some good, some not so good. And to change a habit, obviously, there's different, we haven't got all day, shall I say, but roughly it takes 3 weeks. So you need 3 weeks of getting into a new habit to replace the old one. And that's easier said than done too. So what do you do if you want to actually change? Well, the first question you need to ask yourself is, are you genuinely plodding through life, or is change, genuinely required? Because if it is really required, then fair enough. But sometimes it's more that we feel like, change wouldn't do us any harm because, I don't know, people around you are moving house maybe, or certain things are happening. So you just go, I fancy something too. That's not a good enough reason for a change. It has to be something that you truly want and have wanted for quite a long time. And one of the things to do is to fill in one of these Wheel of Lives. You can download it and then just figure it out yourself. And basically, it's divided in different kind of areas. You look at the ones that are not so good. Basically, you're aiming anything where you score yourself less than an 8 is something that you need to tackle. And it can sometimes give you a little bit of direction. Sometimes it's a bit more involved than a straightforward exercise, but for instance, if you're not happy in your relationship, or if you're not happy at work, that. But on that wheel, are there other aspects that actually are linked to that? Is it actually the job or the relationship that is the issue, or is it something around it? That's the sort of question that you need to ask yourself before you can make the change. And once you have, at least you've taken the first step. So you are on your way. That is pretty much it for today. We will speak to you soon.